What's up? It's IG on the Disposable Gorilla channel. So nothing's really changed with me in the last few months other than the fact that I've gained about 25 pounds all in my neck. What's going on, man? What's going on with this? Man, I really need to go on a diet, and I was at my dad's, for the Thanksgiving, holiday, and I'm like, man, I really need to go on a diet. And he's like, diet, schmiet, you're fat. Yeah, let's be fat together. Oh, but no, seriously. The main thing is that I feel unhealthy. I notice when I bend over to tie my shoe, my fat belly gets in the way, and I get out of breath, and I sit up, and I'm like, whoo, I gotta catch my breath. Dude, enough. So I'm gonna be going on a pretty serious diet here soon. I keep pushing it off, tomorrow. Tomorrow. Is that what happens? I mean, is that, I haven't been this heavy, I don't think ever. I think I'm about 5 pounds heavier than I've ever been before, ever in my life. Anyhow, enough about the me and the being fat part. And yeah, I'm still naked face, which means I still have my job, and I love my job. I have an awesome job. I mean, and I don't want to brag because I know there are a lot of people out there that are really struggling right now, and a lot of people having a hard time finding a good job. And I'm not trying to rub it in anyone's face. If anything, I want to be like a beacon of hope, a beacon of you can do it. You can find a good job. You just got to be willing to take a crappy one, maybe, to get into an area and work your way up. That's what I did. I started off making very, 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 very little money, working really long, tedious hours, doing something that was in my field but wasn't necessarily at my skill level. But it all paid off, and I couldn't be happier. The guys I work with are funny, and we have a great time, and I'm learning every day. And that's something that I didn't think would ever really happen again in my field, because I'd been an electrician for so long that I thought, well, I know it all. But no, couldn't have been more wrong about that. And I love that. I love going to work and really not knowing what's going to happen, and not knowing what I'm going to be plunged into and have to figure out. It's amazing. But anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk to you guys about, hence the title. You saw the title and you're like, What I want to talk to you guys today about is a new project that I'm going to be undertaking. Yes, IG is going to open a new channel. It's going to be called Non-Stamp Collecting Defended, because someone has to stand up against the cult of stamp collecting and defend non-stamp collecting. And I'm also going to cover topics like no such thing as Bigfoot, defended. There's no real solid proof of aliens, defended. Loch Ness Monster doesn't exist, defended. Because somebody has to defend not doing something. Wait a minute. Now that I say that out loud, it sounds kind of stupid, doesn't it? I understand wanting to speak out against the actions of people, of individuals. And I'm with you. I don't think that one group of people should be trying to take away the rights of another group of people or other individuals because there's some kind of disagreement there on what's normal or what's right? society keeps changing and morphing and growing, and you either grow and morph with it, or you get left behind. And it's funny because when I first came to YouTube, one of the things that I was really appalled by was this group of, we don't believe in something, and the people that do are the enemy. And I just had the hardest time wrapping my head around this concept of attacking people because they believed in something different, or they believed in something that you didn't believe in. Now this goes for both sides of the fence. But to be fair, I saw a lot more of the we don't believe people pointing the finger at the people who do believe than the people that do believe pointing the finger at the people who don't. The people that do believe were more so asking questions about, why don't you believe? And this is why you should believe. But the people who don't believe were the ones that were doing a lot of the character assassination and the smearing and the low blows. But don't get me wrong. I mean, there were low blows on both sides. Both sides of this whole thing have sunk pretty low in some corners of the internet. And I'm not going to deny that at all, because some of it is just pathetic. But don't you think it's time that we stop dividing people up into these groups? Because you have to admit, the idea of a YouTube channel dedicated to defending non-stamp collecting is stupid. Right? I think so. I think anytime you defend not doing something, it's kind of dumb. I mean, you can have your reasons for not doing something, but to dedicate an entire channel and hours of your time trying to support and push this idea of not doing something or not believing in something is actually pretty interesting. I mean, I think it says a lot about someone. I think it says there's a lot of struggle going on, but that's just me, and I might be wrong. I know that there are a lot of people out there that feel as though they're being held down by this group that does believe in something. And frankly, if you live in a Western country, I'm going to say you're kind of full of crap and you're making a mountain out of a molehill. Or, another beautiful thing about this country is if you really are being held down, where you feel like you can't really live your life or be who you want to be, move. There's no shame in moving. I've done it several times. Always end up back here in beautiful Southern California, where I can be me and others can be themselves, and we can all get along and have massive parties that go till dawn. Anyhow, so this idea of groups, this idea of, you have to belong to this group or that group, or you don't really fit in and nobody really trusts you. You're not really trustworthy because you're not a real non-stamp collector, or you're not a real stamp collector. It's just, it's even more disheartening because it's like, when I was in high school, I never really fit in with any particular group. Yeah, I was a long-haired guy, and I smoked a lot of reefer, and I listened to really, really heavy music, but, I didn't get into fights. I didn't cause problems. I did my homework for the most part. I was actually a pretty good student in high school, and even in college, I was a pretty good student, and so I didn't really fit that stereotype. I did some of the things that stereotype did, but not all of the things. And the same with the popular kids, the more of the jocks, it's like I was athletic too. I was on the football team, early in high school, but I wasn't really a complete jock. And I think it was the first time that I realized that you don't have to fit into the stereotype or this particular group. You can reinvent yourself. Like taking the things you like about different groups and incorporating that into your lifestyle. And that's what I think we need to focus on more. Instead of dividing people up into you're a this or you're a that, or you believe this or you believe that, so you stay over here and I'll be over here and let's just ignore each other. No. We need to talk about things that are important in our society. Civil rights, human rights. You know, how do we all just get along? How do we put our differences aside and use the things that we agree on to unite us and make us stronger as a community, as a society? I don't see a lot of that happening, and I'm scratching my head going, when is this going to happen? When it should have started a while ago. Most of these people are seemingly, for the most part, intelligent human beings. Why is everyone spending so much time, including myself, on this division, on the hey you? Why did I spend so much time on the whole hey you thing? I've thought about that in depth. Maybe they'll save that for another video. But again, this whole idea of coming together because we don't believe in something is kind of dumb, in my opinion. This whole I have to defend not doing something is just weird, and I don't get it. So, that being said, I'm sure a lot of people will have a lot of things to say in retaliation to this, and I welcome that. If you disagree with anything I've had to say, write me a PM, write me a comment, let's do a Google Hangout, let's talk about this stuff. Don't just leave some snarky comment and run away with your skirt held up in the air, because that sucks. Come on to my Google show. Let's talk about it. Or don't bother to comment. Thanks for watching.